been following my video of my adventure in New Zealand, you might be wondering, what the hell am I doing? Like filming and driving a convertible from around 2009. It's just a Saab, there's nothing special about it. But if you remember in my last video about my trip in Nelson, the very end of it I tell you that my travel style is about to change. At that point I'm not really aware of it, but in the upcoming days my trip is gonna take a 180 turn and everything's gonna be very different. On the 1st of February 2018, or around that date, a cyclone called Fehi hit New Zealand from the west coast. I happened to be in Nelson at that time of the year, and Nelson was one of the most hit area. So I was wise, just not unconscious, and I decided that sleeping in my tent was not an option, and so I booked a backpacker. The backpacker I chose called the Bouncing Lamb. If you're ever in Nelson, you might want to check it out. It's a very good place owned by young people that are very cool. So yeah, that's my little input about that place, which is nice. At that backpackers I ended up meeting a bunch of people, very nice people all over, but mainly I ended up meeting my travel companion for the next couple of weeks. That travel companion, you quickly saw him just before he's talking to me while I'm driving the car. He's a guy in his 60s, partying and living life like he's in his 20s, a bit all over the place, quite fun to be around, sometimes a bit creepy with women, but it depends on the woman, and yeah, just quite a character, hard to describe, but at the same time it's very, very interesting. He was kind of my antithesis. Like, it's not that we didn't have a lot in common. We had stuff in common, but in the terms of the way we lived our life, we were like very antithesis. Although it was interesting to hang around with him and just learn about a type of character I knew nothing about. Alright, so met that very nice guy at the backpackers, and now he's gonna deal with that right now. Text me whenever he needs me back, and in between he told me I could have a ride with his convertible car. Well, the weather's not gonna be good for a convertible car, but I'm just gonna be able to drive around and have a bit of fun. Let's go. Strong here on the side. You can see there's just like some stairs, and it's definitely higher than it might be high tide too, but yeah, that cyclone is not at its peak anymore, but still things are like, the elements are pretty tough, and it wouldn't be safe to ride a motorbike around. So that's why I'm just riding a convertible now, just for a small time. The sea is not too troublesome right now. Like, the waves are not huge, but still the wind's pretty strong, and it's probably gonna here he lets me drive his car for a little bit in town while he's dealing with some business. I kind of ended up being his driver for a little bit. Alright, he already dealt with his stuff and I'm just gonna go back and pick him up. Alright, back in the car doing a bit of driving for that guy who needs a bit of help. Pleasure to help him, it's tons of fun. And yeah, just driving beautiful roads on nice car and chilling, living the life. It's cool. It's fun to like have a change of pace in whatever I was doing here in New Zealand. I hope you can hear me with the loud music, but I think it should be fine. After hanging out a bit together in Nelson, we realized that we're both heading the same way to Picton, and he asked me if he could ride my motorbike from Nelson to Picton. As I had been riding the motorbike for a whole month, I didn't really see a reason to refuse, and that's how we ended up heading to Picton, him on my bike and me in his convertible. Alright, so the weather improved a lot. Yesterday I booked my ferry, so I'm going to Picton to cross and get to Wellington. I'm not exactly sure what the plan for today is. I might do the switch with the guy, he might have solved his problem. I don't really care, I have to go to Wellington anyway. So yeah, just back to riding the bike in the beautiful sun and having fun going up north. I'll update you once I know what the plan is. Alright, on my way to Picton. The old guy I'm riding the car from is on my bike. He was like, because we're in the mountains, he were able to like go pretty fast and pass everybody, so I have to catch up with him. The thing is, we are a bit late because the road is only 100 kilometers, but it's very winding and they estimate 2 hours to do it. Thing is, yeah, we're going pretty fast, so it might take us way less, because if it doesn't and we're like taking too much time, it's gonna be a mess and we're gonna be late for the ferries and I'm gonna be stuck in Picton, which I really don't want to, and especially I don't want to lose my money. Anyways, heading to Picton as fast as I can. I hope to catch up with him and then I'll get back on my motorbike, get on the ferry, and we'll meet back in Wellington. So it's becoming a bit of a mess, messier than I thought it could be. I was in Picton about to check in with his vehicle, and the guy told me he broke down with my bike. Then he got picked up, he told me to go somewhere, I went there, then he told me to go back to Picton because he found a ride to go to Picton. So right now I'm going to Picton. I don't know what we're gonna do about my bike. It's a bit of a stressful adventure. I paid for the ferry, it sucks. Anyways, like, we're gonna have to figure out something in Picton. He's probably gonna miss his ferry, I don't know, we'll see. Just the adventure, you know, but yeah, it's a mess. So of course things ended up not working exactly as they were planned. He ran out of gas, I believe. No, I kind of knew that, but at that point I'm not aware of it. So we just left the motorbike behind and keep going, take the ferry to the ferry, and just I kind of like sees a backup plan. He offers me to just be his co-pilot on the North Island, and as he's been in New Zealand for most of his life, he's just gonna show me around, and he knows everybody, like he knows a lot of people around, and that's really why that transition was so important, so strong. Is I really went from just being alone in the wild, alone on my motorbike, just walking around, meeting people here and there in the huts or at backpackers or things like that, to meeting someone I would travel like non-stop with and be non-stop with for a few days, and yeah, a bunch of almost a week, I think. And he would introduce me to lots of people, and it's just like we went to a couple of concerts, we went to like some of his friends' parties, some of his friends' house, like it's just seeing a lot of people. So that was very much of a transition from being alone in the wild. I'm gonna leave you here, and in the upcoming video there'll be like me visiting the North Island with him and just riding around. I didn't get to walk as much, but I saw a lot of different things. It was fun. So that's it for this video. Thank you for watching. As usual, I remind you that if it's easy, it's not funny. And see you in the next one.